So you've just been prescribed beta blockers, and you've probably got a ton of questions swirling around, especially about your diet. Well, you've come to the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about the foods, drinks, and even supplements that might interact with your new medication.
If you've just started on this medication, this question is probably top of your mind. And you know what? It's a really smart question to be asking. So let's walk through the answers together.
Before we can even get into food interactions, we first need to get a quick handle on what's actually happening inside your body when you take one of these pills. So let's start with a super simple guide to how beta blockers do their job.
So what exactly are beta blockers, anyway? Well, they're prescription meds that are all about regulating your heart and blood pressure. And, as their name kind of gives away, their main job is to block something very, very specific in your body. Think of it like a security guard at a nightclub. These medications are designed to block the entrance, or the receptor site, for hormones like epinephrine, which you probably know better as adrenaline. This stops that fight-or-flight, racing heart feeling you get when you're stressed or excited.
Here's the play-by-play. Normally, hormones like adrenaline are heading straight for these receptor sites in your heart. But the beta blocker is faster. It swoops in, takes up the spot, and basically puts up a do not disturb sign. With those hormones blocked, your heart rate calms down and your blood pressure gets regulated. Pretty clever, right?
So, why might your doctor prescribe them? Well, the list is surprisingly long. Yeah, they're super common for heart conditions like high blood pressure or heart failure, but they can also be used for things like preventing migraines or even treating glaucoma.
Okay, now that we're clear on how they work, let's dive into the core of our topic today. How do these meds interact with your diet? This is the part you really want to pay close attention to.
Now, this is really important to understand. These interactions can work in totally opposite ways. For instance, some fruit juices, like orange or grapefruit, can actually lower how much of the medication your body absorbs. That means it could be less effective. But then you have caffeine, which does the opposite. It can slow down how your body breaks the medication down, meaning it hangs around in your system for longer than it's supposed to.
And of course, we have to talk about the one on everyone's mind. What's the deal with alcohol? Well, the main concern here is that alcohol can potentially make some beta blockers less effective, which could really interfere with your treatment plan. So what's the bottom line here? Look, this is not a one-size-fits-all answer. Your doctor is the only one who can really guide you. They might tell you to avoid alcohol altogether, or they might just say to limit how much you drink. That personal advice is absolutely key.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. We've talked about food and drinks. Now let's talk about supplements. Because this is another area where you really need to be informed and, honestly, a little cautious.
You know, even things that seem totally natural, like common herbal supplements, can cause problems. Some might actually ramp up the medication's effect, while others could change it in ways you just don't see coming. And a big thing to remember is that the research on a lot of these herbs isn't rock solid yet, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
So the golden rule here is super simple. It doesn't matter if it's a vitamin, a mineral, or some new herbal product everyone's talking about. Never, ever add anything new to your daily routine without checking with your doctor or pharmacist first. Period.
All right, we spent a lot of time on what to watch out for. Now let's flip the script and talk about what you can proactively do. This is all about looking at the big picture, way beyond just the pill itself.
This really shows you the ideal partnership. Because these drugs are often prescribed for your heart, pairing them with a heart-healthy diet is an incredibly powerful combo. Seriously, think of your diet as your medication's most valuable teammate. And what does that look like day to day? Well, it means loading up on whole foods, cutting back on the ultra-processed stuff, and backing it all up with good habits like staying active and getting enough sleep. These are the choices you can control that make a massive difference.
After everything we've talked about, it all comes back to this one simple idea. Your doctor, your pharmacist, your whole healthcare team, they are your #1 resource. They are the only people who can give you safe advice that's tailored just for you.
So hopefully you're feeling a bit more informed and a little more empowered about your medication and your diet. The final question is for you to think about. What's the first, most important question you're going to ask your doctor the next time you see them?